Welcome, Forex Fortune Hunters. Tom Wilmot. This morning we're going to do a market review from last week. We're recording this video on the 24th of February, a Sunday morning. And we're going to look back at the sessions during the last week. On Monday in the U.S. it was President's Day, so it was kind of a quiet day. We had big moves on Tuesday as there were rumors about a deal on Brexit. And then we spent the balance of the week just chopping around. You can see some of that right here, just a mess. And so we want to know how to stay out of trouble when that happens and how to take advantage of the Trend Magic template that serves us so well. So hang on to your hats. We'll get started right after this. What we see in front of us right now is a 1 hour chart of the Euro USD over the last week from Monday through Friday in early part of February, or late part of February, sorry. And what we want to do first of all is add some of our indicators to this chart. We could see very clearly the chop that occurred midweek on, but we want to get our bearings, and the way to do that is to add a template or two with our indicators, our trusty indicators. So let's work right now to see what we can do to do that. We'll go down here to Double Whammy, and we'll simply add that. And what we've got in this particular template on the 1 hour chart is something that's reasonably easy to trade. For example, we can see that coming back into Sunday night, even on a 1 hour chart, we had an opportunity to go long because we had a chandelier indicator that was white and positive, and we also had a Trend Magic that was positive. And we used our multiple moving averages here just to make sure that we were in the clear and give us an additional confirmation. Let's get rid of the longer term one. We'll come to indicators here. We'll get rid of the Gamma long, which is those purple multiple moving averages, just to clean up the chart a bit. And there we go. Let's see what we've got to do here. I've got to pay more attention. Sorry about that. We're going to delete it and close. And now we can see just our regular 12, 16, 24, and so forth on the chart, which we use in all time frames just to keep us honest. Now notice here on Monday we did have a euro move on this 1 hour chart, and what we can do now, once we see ourselves in a position right here where we have some white arrows and some white indicators, let's drop down if we could. First of all, we want to make sure that during this Sunday night session, let's put a little vertical line just to help us understand where we are, give us some context. We can drop down to a 30-minute chart. Whoop, we've got a lot going on here with these things repainting, so hang on 1 second. We'll come right back to it. Here we are, and notice we did have on the 30-minute chart a pullback, a touch, and a reversal right at the Trend Magic. We also had our trusty multiple moving average medallion white to the upside. So we do have our multiple moving averages pulling us up, and we also have a pullback into the bands, what we call the bands. Okay, we've been using that ever since we wrote our book in 2016. The tremendous Zealander fly trap forex trading system. But no matter about that, let's keep going. We had some additional pullback here during the morning session, and now what we're going to do is drop down a little bit further, and we can see now because of the way we organized it, here's our Sunday night session. We're in a 15-minute chart at this point, and bottom line is that we had a quick getaway here on Monday morning, early Monday Asian session, and we still had our double white lines, but we did have a pullback, and into the London session we had some nasty pullbacks, but then we had a nice candlestick configuration to the upside, and off we went again. And you can see that we had a takeout of the chandelier. We pulled back again to the Trend Magic. Notice that nice long wick, and then we had another move on the euro in that Monday morning session. Now, the euro doesn't move that much in the lower time frame, so 10, 15 pips is kind of an indication that this is going to be a week where there's lots of chop going on. Lots of changes in direction, and clearly not what we'd like to see from a confidence point of view. Let me show you the difference between this pattern with this chop going on during the later part of the week and what happened early on. Let's back up a little bit and notice now what's going on when you get a real trend in place. And this goes all the way back to the 4th of February. We took out the chandelier, and clearly you can see what I mean by a trend in place rather than we didn't ever even take out Trend Magic or the chandelier until we got to this point right here, and then we had chop, and then we had a continuation to the downside the week of February 11th, and so on. And you can see that that's quite a different pattern than this mess that we saw last week. So that's the first thing you want to keep your eye on. On the longer time frames, do you have a trend in place? Let's quickly switch now to the pound. Let's take a look at how that worked. This was another set of templates that I had on board here, but we can use this one. Let's see. Come on, baby. What's going on? Double whammy. And once again, we're going to have that longer term purple, and you can see that does help us in terms of knowing that we have some compression here, for example. This is our 30-minute chart. Let's drop out to a 1 hour. We'll come over here, and these repaint, so all you have to do is just click away. This is that same week-long President's Week February vacation chart, and we can see here's our Sunday open. We pull back on Monday, nothing going on. Zero for the holiday, especially as we move into the U.S. session. There's just playing around. We pull back now, but we don't take out the chandelier, and then we have a significant pop to the upside. That was a huge move on the pound, and it was 150 pips in that early Tuesday session. And so as a result of that, we get into a situation where after that happens, oftentimes what the market will do is simply balance in a range. And that's what made it so problematic for us here for the balance of the week. We can see that there are some areas where if you drop down, you can see this was a nice move here. We had gathering of momentum down in this area here on Tuesday morning, and then blast off as that news about a potential Brexit deal took place. Now we come over here, and we can see that we've got chop going on. We did have one move here on the 22nd of February, which was Friday, where we went up. We had a double whammy, kind of a double red arrow. We had if we go to a 15-minute chart, let's play around with this a little bit. We had a pullback here. Let's see what that looks like in the lower time frame. Sorry for that. Here we go. A perfect 15-minute pullback and move to the downside. We've got our moving averages right where we want them to be. This is showing us that we'd have to get through this mess in order for the upside move, which is what we had later on Friday afternoon. But bottom line is we had a nice pullback to this 15-minute Trend Magic line and a reversal, and then a move for 53 pips on Friday to the downside before the reversal occurs. And notice here that even if you had stayed in the trade until we took out the chandelier, you still would have had some room where you wouldn't have gotten taken out with a loss. This is where you want to exit that trade if you have not already done so down in this area here. Let's go down and see what we got going on. Notice, and I'll remove our yellow line just quickly. Let's see what we got here. Get rid of that one. Okay, this is my marker for the early Asian session. This is my marker here. You can see for 12 o'clock on my forex.com server. 12 minus 5 is a 7 a.m. Boston time kind of time frame. And you can see also that we move back in this area if we wanted to double check our session times just to see where we are. Indicators list, session times, let's add another one to it. We have the ability on all of these, by the way, to do time frames so it doesn't get in the way. If it's 30 minutes or an hour, I'm only showing this indicator at 15. Colors, inputs, let's go here. We have aqua and orange. Where's my aqua? That's crazy. That didn't happen. 8 minus 5 is 3 o'clock. And so we're going to see now what goes on here. Here we go. And there's our aqua line coming into play at this point in time. So that's it for now, Forex Fortune Hunters. We'll come back and continue to check these videos and the market analysis, but I hope that at least helps get you going. Once again, just to review, what we'd like to do is start out with a higher time frame, see if we're in chop, begin to drop down, and perhaps trade off the 15-minute or the 5-minute, and you'll see, once those larger moves are in place, that you'll get nice bounces off the Trend Magic chart in the lower time frames. Good luck with your trading. See you in the next video.